Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am JGigs, and we're here with some Raid Shadow Legends. We're keeping it going with Uncommon Doesn't Mean Bad, and today we've got a pretty fun episode of it. My buddy Tad had told me a while back that Heartpiercer was giving him some pretty good damage output. He was helping his son out on his account. It's a pretty early game account. He was saying even at lower ratings with mediocre gear, he was getting some decent damage. So we took a look at her, we built her up, and we're getting some pretty good damage out of her. Her multipliers are apparently pretty good. So I thought it might be fun today. I'm pitting her against Relickeeper, and we're gonna test his damage against her damage with them having the same gear. The difference is Relickeeper's gonna have a bit of a leg up. So we're gonna talk about all the details of that, and then we're gonna take a look at her in Faction Wars and play around with her in Arena, and just have a little bit of fun with her and see what these multipliers are all about. But first, let's hear a quick word from our sponsor. That's right, we're back to talk about some World War Dough. You know about World War Dough by now. I've told you about World War Dough, so if you're not playing it, check out the link in my description or the pinned comment of this video. Hop on over. They just dropped this big Heroes update. They are constantly putting out new content. They listen to their community. There's comedy. There's a little bit of something for everybody, right? You control your commander, you move him around the battle. It's very tactical, and the higher stages I get, the more and more of the pro strats I'm seeing, the more I realize this is going to take a little bit more time to take over than I initially thought. But the kitty Poots are taking over. So if you want to join, hit us up. We'll get you in. There's a pushing contest, as I said. Every month, the top 3 pushers in my clan win 1,000 gems. Beyond that, what we're going to do a little bit differently this time, if you download the game using my link, get to level 3, come in my Discord and send me a screenshot of your account at level 3, you will have a chance to win some raid gems as well, 540 gems in raid. So I'll create a channel for that in my Discord. Pop in, at me, show me the picture of your World War Dough account at level 3. You'll be entered to win some raid gems as well. Because, you know, because why not? We're just giving out gems everywhere that we can. That's the goal here, okay? Season 6 has just started. Their seasons are so much fun. There's a ton of rewards. I love the way they do their battle pass system, all these different missions that you have, and it keeps it engaging and makes you trying different things. It's a ton of fun. I really enjoy that. You gotta play this game. You gotta play this game. It is such a fun game. And if you're thinking it's just another Clash game or you don't like the Clash genre, it's not that. I don't really care for those either, if I'm gonna be honest. I don't really care for those either, if I'm gonna be honest. But this game is fantastic. There's a lot of very different things that make this game stand out and feel like its own game, even in the genre of games where a lot of other games are doing the same things. World War Dough is not doing the same things, so check it out. It's fun. Hop in here with us. Again, hop in my Discord, at me, drop me a picture when you hit level 3, and you'll be entered to win some raid gems this month as well. That's it. I appreciate you guys watching. Check out the links down below. Here we are with Heartpiercer. Now, she is a Dark Elves attack uncommon. Again, very basic skill set. We talked in the first episode about kind of the philosophy behind why I want to do this, because the skill sets are pretty simple, easier to understand, easier to implement. So that is the case here yet again. She has, other than damage, she really doesn't have much going on. She's got a regular hit on her A1, and she's got a regular hit on her A2. If she crits, then she buffs herself, which is kind of goofy in my opinion, but whatever. We are concerned just about her ability to hit. So nothing too fancy here. We did not put masteries on her again, so we're showing her off with no masteries. And this is her gear. We've got her on a divine crit rate set, a crit rate set, and then a cruel set. So we're getting an attack bump, a little bit of ignore defense, nothing too substantial, and then attack gear and a crit damage amulet. So this is what she's looking like. We're going to see what kind of damage we can get out of her. Now, as I said, we are putting her up against Relickeeper today. So what we'll do when it's his turn is we'll move the gear over to him. An important thing to keep in mind with him is that he does have masteries, okay? There's a few things that we're going to keep in mind, and then after we let them go against each other, we're gonna do one more round to get an idea of like optimal settings for Heartpiercer. But he does have mastery, so he's getting some extra damage that way, and he does buff himself, so he's getting extra damage that way. And he's got a good attack lead for campaign, which is where we're going to be testing the damage. So he does a lot. Not only does he do a lot of things to bump his own attack up, we're talking 90% from here. And then he does have masteries as well. So he should put her to shame. He's an epic. She's an uncommon. He's got masteries. He's got buffs. He's got an attack lead. He's got all these things going for him. He should put her to shame. It should not even be close. So let's go ahead and hop over into the campaign and get round 1 in with Heartpiercer. Then we'll do it with Relickeeper, and then we'll we'll have a little bit more fun. In the red corner, fighting out of the Dark Elves faction, she is an attack champion standing at 5'7", 5 inches taller than Achromatic himself. Here to test out the damage on her A2 first. Let's see what we get. And it's 61,000. That is with no buffs, no defense breaks, just straight pure damage. Now we're going to test out the A1 as well, if these enemies will ever finish their turns. And with the A1, we're looking at a beefy 45,000, folks. That is nothing to scoff at. And in the blue corner, sporting the same gear you can see as Heartpiercer in round 1, and we'll be taking him to the same stage to test out his damage. Keep in mind that beefy 40% attack lead and a 50% attack buff that he's placing on himself. Let's see what kind of damage we get out of him here. 73,000. It looks like he is ahead currently by about 12,000 damage, folks. We move now into the final round, folks. We have Relickeeper's 40% attack lead to aid Heartpiercer to see if she can compete with his damage output with just a little bit of help. And she does! She drops a clean 73,500 damage, and that is going to put her out ahead of Relickeeper. Can we get a side-by-side? It looks like she did edge him out by about 150 damage, and she was lacking a buff, and she was lacking masteries. This might be the greatest upset in Raid Shadow Legends sport history, folks. I've been Bill Billington-Billsworth, and I'll see you next time. Alright, so I figured we would bring her in to Arena and let her play with the big dogs because I want to see what kind of damage she does against enemies that have gear on them and not just, naked campaign. So we brought her in with a good setup, right? We want to set her up to do as much damage as we can. We've got our Arbiter, we've got our defense down and weakened from our Lydia. Bad L's going to throw up some poisons to give her a little bonus damage. And now we get to see what she's going to do. So we're going to spec Monster here. 131,000 from an uncommon. And her gear is not insane. It's decent, but that's pretty crazy for an uncommon to be smacking like that. So yeah. And Faction Wars was open, so I figured I'd run her through Faction Wars and we'd see how she did in there. So let's jump over there real quick. So I put her in with a team that is, relatively effective in here anyway. But she runs through it pretty well. I have to say, I was impressed. She puts out pretty good damage when she gets hits off. Penkeeper keeps cooldowns down. Lydia keeps defense down and weaken up and sets her up to do the damage. But we'll take a look at her damage at the end of this run. It's pretty good. I gotta say, she's hanging with the big dogs, actually. Let's see. Let's look when this run ends. I mean, yeah, if you take a look right there, she did not damage Ray, obviously, but Ray is a killer AoE nuker, a very strong AoE nuker. Penkeeper hitting AoE pretty often too, and then you've got Heartpiercer in third. I mean, really, that's not bad. That's not bad damage contribution, and she's got a team around it that can keep her alive. So I'm not saying she's going to change the game or anything, but I thought it was worth showing off. She hits really freaking hard. She puts Relickeeper to shame. I mean, really puts him to shame. She out-damaged him without an attack buff and without masteries. So, I don't know. Thought it was kind of interesting. Hope you guys got a kick out of it. And that's gonna do it for our showcase on Heartpiercer. As I said, I don't think she's gonna change your game or anything. I'm not recommending that you build her to get you to the end game or anything. But this was more of just a fun video to show off some kind of deceptively high multipliers that can be down in these uncommon champions, If they added a little bit more utility to her kit, we might be onto something here because Relickeeper can smack. Relickeeper has decent multipliers. I'm actually a fan of this champion, but we put the same gear on him and she outdid him without the buff and without masteries. That's I really did not expect that to happen. So props to Heartpiercer for being out here smacking fools. You know, 130k on Monster and Arena, like. Let's go, man. That's pretty dope. So I hope this was fun for you guys. It was fun for me to make. I am having a good time with the series. Again, let me know some uncommon champs you would like to see me do some stuff with down below. I'm having a really good time doing it, so it won't be a burden to me at all. And again, if I see a name down there pop up a lot, we'll bump them up the priority list because, like I said, I do have a lot of these guys already in line that I want to get to. But if you guys are in a hurry to see someone, we'll bump them up the list. So that's it. Like the video if you enjoyed this, if you want me to do more stuff like this. And don't forget to subscribe if you want to see me upload stuff in the future. If you want to see what I'm doing in the future, I would love to have you. So that's it. I appreciate you guys watching. Hope you got a kick out of it. And we'll see you later.